What's going on, everyone? Chris from Pickdawgz.com here with your early look in the Week 6 college football matchup between the Clemson Tigers and the Wake Forest Deacons. And what's it going to be? It's just going to be an early look video just to kind of see where the line's at early in the week and sort of compare how it progresses throughout the week once we hear about injury news or potential lineup changes or just other stuff, other sort of wrenches that can be thrown into the plan as the week progresses and how the line moves according to it. And, obviously we're going to be talking about these games. Potentially we might talk about this on our Thursday live show with myself, Mitch, and Ron Romanelli, or even maybe on our Saturday show in conjunction with The Sauce with myself, Mitch, Jay Briggs, and Kyle Kerms. We'll definitely have a video up for this on our Pick Dawgz channel for Friday, though. But let's get right into it. Let's take a look at Clemson here. Clemson 3-2 on the year, 2-3 against the number. They beat up on Syracuse last time out, 31-14. I'm not gonna lie to you, I was on Syracuse last week because I was high on this Syracuse team. I thought Garrett Schrader was maybe a bit undervalued. I thought that would be a bit of a proving ground game for him, but it just did not prove to be the case as Clemson woke up, put their foot down, and are basically trying to say, hey, look, no two-loss team has ever made the college football playoff, but we're damn sure going to try, and we're not going to give up just yet, and that's what you got from Dabo Swinney as Syracuse just really didn't have any answers for Clemson that one. Clemson came out, and, it was back and forth early on. It was 14-7 after the first quarter, but you could really just sort of see from that point on, Clemson was just putting their foot down on Syracuse, and yeah, you saw a couple responses from Syracuse as well, as it wasn't easy, the easiest of sledding for Clemson on the way to the win, but it was a win nonetheless. Now you got Wake on the other hand, who have had a bye week. They had a week to sort of stew on things and prepare extra for this game against Clemson. After a 30-16 loss at home to Georgia Tech in their last matchup, now I'm still trying to figure out what that loss actually is, because going into last week, I would have thought, maybe the loss to Georgia Tech wasn't bad because Georgia Tech had been competitive. They were competitive against Louisville on a neutral field. They had a road loss to Ole Miss, which wasn't terrible, but then they go out and lose to Bowling Green as 21-point favorites last week. So I'm starting to maybe hold that loss a little bit more against Wake Forest than I should, or maybe that I had originally planned on doing. But the reality for me is just that this is a completely different Wake Forest team with Mitch Griffiths as the quarterback instead of Sam Hartman. We've seen Griffiths have solid outings against teams like Elon and Old Dominion. And even when Wake Forest beat up on Vanderbilt, Griffiths 17 of 26 for 196 yards, 2 touchdowns. But in the 2 games against Old Dominion, a game that Wake won but didn't cover as 13.5-point favorites, Griffiths had 2 interceptions in that game and also threw 3 picks against Georgia Tech. And as much as I don't love Clemson, the reality is that I think Cade Klubnik is the better quarterback, even though, yes, I'll admit I have trashed him and I haven't been the biggest Klubnik fan. But I think Clemson is just the better unit on both sides of the ball. Now, Wake Forest rush defense has been solid. They're 33rd in the country, allowing 109.5 rushing yards per game. Clemson's rushing offense is top 40. But the passing offense for Clemson, 39th in the country in passing offense, while Wake Forest are around middle of the pack in terms of pass defense. But this is a tough Clemson unit. They're top 5 in yards per play allowed, top 10 in total defense, top 25 in pass defense. I just think this is a spot where the Wake Forest offense is going to struggle to produce here. This line is currently sitting at Clemson minus 21 at the time this video is being recorded. Over-under set at 51.5. I lean towards Clemson laying the points here. I want to see if this line moves. Maybe it shifts in the way of Wake as the week progresses. Not sure it will, but I want to see if maybe it does. Maybe you can get it at 20.5 or even 20. It started at 20 and ticked up to Clemson minus 21. But if this moves much further in Clemson's direction, it may not make the cut for me. So my early look is going to be Clemson laying the points, and that's where I'm going to be in this one. But if you guys are looking for my best bet, you can find this at pickdawgz.com by clicking the Premium Picks tab at the top of the page. We're up over 145,000 subscribers here on our YouTube channel. Could not have done that without you guys' love and support, so thank you so much for that. Make sure you smash that like button, make sure you're subscribed, and also make sure you have notifications turned on so you can be in the know when the newest and freshest content drops here at Pick Dawgz. Thanks for watching. Best of luck.